So today we're going to play out the career of social media star Max Clark. Taken third overall by the Detroit Tigers, this guy looks like an athletic freak. 18 years old, so obviously you've got quite some time before he hits the major league level. But it'll be interesting to see what the career path looks like, especially in real life. I mean, with the Tigers, I feel like they're in a weird spot. They've got some good players. They've got a couple okay young players as well. Riley Green, Colt Keith looks like the best prospect that they have. But like I said, Max Clark is still quite a bit away. 4 years at the earliest, 3 if you're lucky. So like it'll be interesting to see what this team ends up being in real life. But with this one, let's see what happens. The roster that I'm using for this video is recently put up in the vault, so I decided to try out a new one. This one actually looks okay, so that's what I'm going to try. And here we go. Max Clark, center fielder for the Detroit Tigers, 18 years old, out of Indiana. In this roster, he's actually a right fielder, so I've moved him to center field because I feel like that's probably what he'll play in the minor leagues. But at the same time, they do have Riley Green, so he could end up moving to a corner spot, or Riley Green moves to a corner spot. We'll have to wait and see. But he's currently in Double-A. Realistically, he should probably be in Single-A. But I'm gonna let whatever happens. But actually, you know what? Let's start him in Single-A for now. We'll send up this guy to Double-A, and we'll leave it like that. And then if the CPU feels like they need to move things around, let it happen. So let's get the first season done and see where he ends up. Technically, our first season's over, but I'm not really gonna count it as the first season. What I'm looking for is his first major league season. So let's see where Max Clark currently is at. I would assume 19 years old. Let's see where we're at. Oh, 18 still, and 69 overall. Nice. Okay, so he's in Triple-A currently, and obviously we're not even going to worry about quirks for this because MLB The Show doesn't put quirks in their game. But no Triple-A stats, but he is in Triple-A. Is he in the lineup? He is. He's hitting fourth. Okay. All right. Interesting. All right, so 69 overall. We'll double check his stats one more time, or his attributes. I know I kind of interchange the two throughout the videos, but his attributes currently look pretty solid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, +6 for power versus lefty, the fielding, the speed, all that's, oh, actually speed doesn't go up, I lied. Fielding, the vision, the discipline, the clutch, the power, the contact, all of it's going up. It looks pretty good. So far so good. And it looks like they've added like Pedro Leon and made a couple trades throughout the season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this outfield landscape. Trace Thompson's on the team now. So yeah, first season done, 18 years old. Let's see what happens next. Second season was kind of crazy. I did not expect this at all. Are we serious? Up to a 75 +6 growth? Are we serious? What is going on? So we got 11 power versus lefties, 9 contact versus lefties, 5 and 5 for contact and power versus righties. The vision, the discipline, the clutch up to 71. Yeah. He might make the major league roster next year. And so I figured I'd check in before he makes the major league squad because I have a feeling that it will be in season 3. And I thought, you know what, let's see what he's doing in Triple-A just to get an idea of how good he is. And here we are, Triple-A stats, 40 games so far, just over 150 ABs, which I feel like is a pretty good measurement of how a season's going. So 54 hits, 14 doubles, 8 home runs, 21 RBIs, 8 walks, 32 strikeouts, okay, and then 10 stolen bases without getting caught, a 327 average with a 362 on base percentage, almost a 600 slugging, and a 944 OPS. That's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. I would say pretty solid. So 2.2 WAR, not bad. Pretty good season. Striking out a little bit, but not bad at all. The fact that they've got some interesting choices at the major league level right now, I feel like he's got to get called up. All right, so I lied. He didn't make the team season 3, which I find kind of crazy, considering you got someone hitting 221, 250. I think you can get away with, especially with 20 home runs. But then, like, you know, there's some interesting choices. Tatum, spelled that way, is insane. Okay, is this a real player? I gotta look it up. It is 100% a real player. All right, Tatum. There you go. All right, so he is a top prospect. You can kind of see the little icon that he's been given. We've got Colt Keith chilling here as well, but 78 overall. I mean, he's continuing to just go up. Like, you got to get him in the team at some point. Can I see where he is? Number 2 behind. That's got to be Keith Hernandez's son, right? Jay Hernandez, the dude's already got the stash. I mean, that has to be. There's no other explanation for that. That is exactly who that has to be. So Max Clark, number 2 in all of baseball. So there we go. All right. Let's get to the offseason. Just put him in the major league squad. Clearly something's going on, because the fact that this is the what? Are we going for the oldest possible outfield? Like, what is going on here? We got 35, 30, 35. Why? What is the... You've got the number 2 prospect in all of baseball. Throw him in there. It's not like the team has been good, you know? You've been pretty consistent, hovering around the 74-ish wins. I mean, might as well just let him play in the corners. Like, he's better than what you got. And I mean, ooh, boy, this team is something. All right, I'll see you guys when he makes the majors. 2026 is over, and the Tigers still suck. And I don't really know what the Tigers' plan is, but I know they're not planning on calling up Max Clark anytime soon, which is kind of crazy considering he is the 5th highest player in their organization right now. So how about you call him up? How about you put him in the lineup? You got Riley Green, you got Max Clark, you've got a crazy amount of money where you could go out and sign basically whoever you wanted and build a pretty good team. But I don't think they're going to do that. I also think, their entire team becomes a free agent besides like Riley Green. So we're going to see what happens, because I don't think they're going to have anybody good. Like Casey Mize, Matt Manning, both free agents. I don't know what this team's doing. Hopefully Max Clark starts next year. I forgot to show you what Max Clark's looking like at an 82 overall. You can see +6, +7 for contact. Not a lot of growth in the power department, which is a little disappointing. But overall, he's looking pretty solid. Got decent clutch. We see that vision and discipline to go up a little bit more. 2027, they finally came to their senses, and Max Clark is in the lineup. Here we go, 82 overall. And it looks like they brought in Ryan Mountcastle. So it looks like they spent a little bit of money this offseason. Not much. How much did they sign him for? $5 million. So yeah, they didn't spend a lot of money. But the team looks okay. It's fairly young. Colt Keith, 25. Ralphie Velasquez, 22. You've got 22 for Max Clark. Kerry Carpenter's 29, Riley Green's 26, Perez is 27, Badu's 28. It's a fairly young team. And then if you look at the pitching staff, they did bring back Skubal on a 4-year deal, Mize on a 3-year deal. They still have Manning, Oviedo. When did he come over? Just recently. Okay, so team's an interesting spot, in an interesting spot. But Max Clark finally making his debut in 2027 at the age of 22. All right, first season in the majors. Let's take a look and see how he did, because we didn't win an award, so that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. How did he not win an award? Carlos De La Cruz, 79 overall, B potential, 25 home runs, 80 RBIs, 280, 338 on the year with the 816 OPS. Not a bad season. Definitely not a bad year at all. Like that's pretty good. Plus 10 in the contact versus righties. That's pretty good. Edinson Paulino, not bad either. Not bad either. But what about Max Clark? Let's see what we got here. So 42 doubles, 23 home runs, just shy of what De La Cruz had with 80 RBIs. Okay, so 4 short on the RBIs, but more walks, about the same in strikeouts, more stolen bases, 2 less home runs, more triples, more hits, more doubles. Come on. How are you going to take away this rookie of the year from Max Clark? A 300 average, almost a 375 on base percentage, and a 916 OPS. Even had a better slugging percentage. How are you going to take away that rookie of the year from Max Clark? That is absolutely insane. All right, let's go see if he won. Maybe he got like a gold glove or something. He did not. Okay, so there's that. What? Maybe a silver slugger for his efforts? No. Wow, he got robbed. It looks like the Tigers have just been stockpiling prospects. I looked through the team a little bit. Yeah, they just kind of have like a crazy amount of prospects in the farm system. So we'll see what happens as the season continues, or as the years continue. So 86 overall, plus 12 in the contact versus right, which is crazy. And then plus 5, plus 3, plus 2, plus 2, plus, like, he's going up. He's up to an 86. He's the second highest offensive player on the team, which says a lot about the Tigers. I think that's really what it comes down to. Had a crazy year. Like, that's rookie of the year. I'm giving him the rookie of the year because MLB The Show robbed him of it, and we're gonna move on. The Tigers didn't make the postseason, but you know what? Max Clark's first year was pretty good. See a sophomore slump for Max Clark. He's up to 90 overall. Had a pretty good season in terms of growth once again. Obviously not gonna have any quirks, but it looks like, I mean, actually, that's not a bad year. That's not a bad year. I was going to say, you know what? The hits went down. Doubles definitely went down, but the home runs are about the same. The triples, the RBIs, more walks, which is good. More stolen bases. On base percentage is still pretty good. So even though the numbers aren't as good as the previous year, they're still pretty solid. Like those are still respectable numbers for sure. Let's see here. So 5-point WAR compared to a 6.5 last year, still pretty good. Like he's a 90 overall. He's the second highest player because they got Bobby Witt Jr., which is crazy because look at the shortstop depth that they have. They've got crazy amount of shortstops, like insane. And they went out and got Bobby Witt, and it looks like they lost Colt Keith for third base. So what I could do is just to kind of help this out. What I will do here is I'm gonna move Bobby Witt to third, so that way those other guys can play the can play shortstop, and then that way Bobby Witt will play third, since they clearly don't have a third baseman. But this is all about Max Clark, up to a 90. He looks pretty solid. So no awards, which is super disappointing. Like no Silver Slugger. Obviously, he kind of had like not as good of a season, but hold on, Jarvis Roush is a crazy name. He's kind of good too. I've been noticing like MLB The Show's name generation lately has been a little crazy. I've been seeing some wild names. So I don't know if they like updated their name pool or something, but some of the combinations that have been thrown out lately, I've been seeing some wild ones. But Max Clark, 90 overall in the second year. Sadly, the Tigers still kind of suck. They really haven't done anything, which is crazy because like the team actually doesn't look too bad. It's just like, it's not good. I guess that's the problem. I think that's kind of the issue. It's just like, it's just not a great team. So season 2 in the books, no award or anything. Let's keep moving forward. So third season in the majors for Max Clark. We do have an award, and I kind of want to talk about this team because like, it doesn't look bad. Like obviously the players are starting to develop, but some of the players that this team has missed out on, because I've looked at some of the free agent like signings that they've tried to make. They tried to get Adley, not for this year, but last year. He went somewhere else. They tried to sign Yuri Perez. I think Yuri Perez went to the Mets instead. I think that's correct. I think it's for like, because I think it was what, a 10-year deal? I think the Tigers offered him the exact same deal and didn't get him. So the Tigers are like trying to improve, but they're just losing out on players, which is crazy to see. So no award actually, which is again a bummer. But when you got Soto, Vladdy, and Jordan all just mashing, like that's crazy. It's gonna be pretty hard to win an MVP with them in the league. Max Clark is in the race for a Silver Slugger in the outfield, which is good. I mean, there's a lot of Jordan and Trout on the same team. Did they keep Ohtani? They did not, but they brought in Paul Skeens. What is this team? This is absolutely insane. Jordan, Trout's down to an 80. Ohapi, Espinal, Neto as well. Okay, interesting. All right, well, we're here about Max Clark. Oh, let's see if he won a Gold Glove really quickly, because he didn't win a Silver Slugger. And no, he did not win a Gold Glove. So 93 overall. I mean, he's continuing to develop like just absolutely insane, at an insane rate, I should say. But again, really high number of doubles. It looks like 40 is going to be that number. Last year was a little bit of a down year, but 168 hits, 29 home runs, 90 RBIs, 10 stolen bases. I mean, that's just a good year. He's putting up really good seasons. And let's see what we got here. 5.6 WAR. Love to see it. So love it. Love it. So yeah, I mean, the team's looking good. I think they re-signed Riley Green as well. So it looks like these three are going to be the three-headed monster of the squad. They're going to fill out the rest of the team. And I'll be interested to see how this team continues to build. And also the career of Max Clark, because he's still got a few years left on his contract before free agency. No postseason, but they're getting close. So in 2030, a little bit of a down year for Max Clark, which is a little disappointing to say the least. 264, which you hear that, not too bad, right? You're like, that's not a bad average. The attributes a little bit of regression this year. That's kind of the issue there. On base percentage, low, OPS, slugging, all that stuff. So basically a career down year. That's what we'll put it. The doubles though, the man hits doubles. Makes sense. In Detroit, you're probably going to get a lot more doubles than home runs, but definitely a down year for sure. And a little little disappointing for sure. You know, obviously he's still only 25, still got a few years left. What are we at? 4 years, so 2 more years before he becomes a free agent. I love having Ohapi and Salas in the team. Got to have 2, you know, top catchers in the league. Makes perfect sense. But there we go. Anyways, 2030, a little bit of a down year. So 2031's over. Let's see if we have any awards here. And Max Clark is in the mix for a Silver Slugger, but didn't win it, sadly. But he does win a Gold Glove. There we go. We can add that one to the cabinet. And if we take a look at him, 95 overall, played 159 games, 160 hits. So it looks like we're kind of averaging about 160-ish hits per season. 30 doubles, which a little low, but again, you know, he's been kind of around the 40 mark besides this 24 season. So kind of starting to see averages come up. So 31 home runs which is a career high, 84 RBIs, 60 walks, which kind of seems like his average, and then around 140 strikeouts. So again, good numbers. Are they great numbers? No, but they're a slight improvement on the year before. Would like to get more towards, like, you know, the 360 on base percentage, 280 average, 870, 850 OPS would be better. So we'll have to wait and see how things continue to improve throughout the years. But again, only 26, about to hit free agency after next year. And the WAR this year was 5.1. So again, not a bad season at all. And a Gold Glove to top it off. There you go. The Tigers finally make the postseason in 2032. It took that long to make it to the postseason. League leaders wasn't any category led by Max Clark, but we do have a Silver Slugger. What about a Gold Glove? Let's make it good. No Gold Glove. All right, you know what? A Silver Slugger's good. Hitting in the 4 spot. He's 98 overall. Team's looking good. I mean, Salas, Kevin McGonigal, Shaw, Ohapi. I mean, that's an interesting team for sure. So Max Clark, 98 overall. Looks like he had a really good season. You got 163 hits, which again, kind of just following in that average. It just seems like that's his number. 160-ish hits, 34 doubles. You got 4 triples, 30 home runs, 105 RBIs, almost 80 walks, which is pretty impressive, and 14 stolen bases, while hitting 280, a 371 on base percentage, and an 875 OPS. So good numbers. Like you can't be upset with that. 6.8 WAR is the highest of his career for a single season. I mean, he looks absolutely insane. Hasn't even hit his max rating of 99 overall yet, and 27 years old. So postseason time, facing the Rangers, they advance to the next round, taking on the Twins now, and a 20-7 win. They're 1 game away. Can they make it to the next round? They do, now taking on the Rays. And are they still going to keep it alive? They are not. They're going to come up a couple games short of a World Series. But you know what? Not bad. You make the postseason, 2 games short of a World Series. It is unfortunate, but hey, you made the postseason. And Max Clark is now a free agent. Can they afford him? Yes, 100% they can. Will they offer him a contract is the interesting thing. Let's see here. They have one out there, 8 years, 231. Is that going to be good enough to keep Max Clark in Detroit? Let's see. Max Clark has signed a contract, but who is it going to be with? Atlanta Braves. 9 years, 264 mil. Do they still have Michael Harris and Acuna, which that would be a crazy outfield? Let's see here. So they've got Wallner and Wright. They've got this guy called Jim Savage, who looks absolutely insane, by the way. Holy cow. He looks crazy good. They've got Soderstrom at first, Harry Ford, Carlos Encarnacion Strand, Gentry, Ignacio Alvarez, and Michael Harris, who's down to an 84 at 32 years old. Interesting. And they also have Henry Davis. Okay. Interesting team for sure. And then obviously Max Clark. Like, this is actually plus Grayson, Waldrop. Wow, this team's good. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving forward. Max Clark gets his first All-Star appearance with the Braves. He's hitting 311 so far in just short of 80 games. So, I mean, holy cow. All right, so let's go take a look at the Braves. Did they make the postseason? Oh, yeah, they did. All right, so let's go take a look. Awards-wise, what do we have here? Max Clark finished 3rd in the MVP race. Okay. All right. So he just had to leave Detroit to put up crazy good numbers. Silver Slugger. He does win a Silver Slugger. Does he win the Gold Glove as well? He doesn't. He doesn't. He's got Dylan Cruz, Justin Crawford, and Luis Matos ahead of him. But Silver Slugger. Can't complain about that. All right. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's go take a look and see how the team is looking. So he's still in that 4th spot. He's hitting in the cleanup and still 98. Can't crack that 99 just yet, but all right, 36 doubles, 37 home runs, which is a career high. You got 114 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, and then almost a 300 average, 373 on base percentage, and a 952 OPS, which is definitely a career high. Oh yeah, that's a good season. That is a crazy good year. WAR at 7.9. Holy cow. Who had a higher WAR than him? Let's take a look. Who had the higher WAR than him? Matos and Cartaya and Savage. Okay. All right. So Atlanta's in the postseason. We've seen the numbers. Season 7 in the books. Taking on the Mets, and they advance. They're now taking on the Rockies. So you just got to wait like 11 years and the Rockies will be in the postseason, 10 years. And they're going to beat the Braves. Are they going to win a World Series? There you go. 2033, Rockies win a World Series. Just, you got like a decade. Then you can win one. All right, there it is. Season 1 in the books with the Braves. Let's see how the last 3 seasons look. Another All-Star appearance. 99 overall for Max Clark. He might even go up a little bit more, but since we're at the All-Star break, I mean, he's also just absolutely mashing the ball. So another All-Star appearance. So sadly, no awards in 2034 for Max Clark, but let's take a look and see what we got. So 99 overall. I think he's kind of stayed the same since the All-Star break, maybe like 1 or 2 changes in the attributes, but 99 overall, which is crazy good. He did finish with 167 hits, just shy of 40 doubles, just shy of 30 home runs, 86 RBIs, 82 walks, which is a career high. Love to see that. 15 stolen bases, a 300 average, a 400 on base percentage, and a 947 OPS. Like that's insane. Is this a better year? Yeah, 8.2 WAR after this season, which is crazy season. Absolutely insane. Love to see it. So it looks like around 30 home runs, around 40 doubles, mid-teens for stolen bases. He's walking a bunch. He's getting you RBIs. Like, this is what you want. Like, this is a crazy good player. Max Clark is just tearing it apart. Like, he's going crazy. Sadly, no MVP. Sadly, no awards this year, but at least he's doing really well. So can the Braves keep it going? Nope, they're eliminated. All right, 2 more seasons to go. In season 9, we've got another All-Star appearance, and we've also got some beautiful regression, which it happens. I mentioned it. I won't mention it again. Season 9 in the books. Let's take a look here. What do we got going on here? Okay, 367 average, 456 on base percentage. Woohoo! Jeez. Holy cow. 47 home runs. Good. 230 hits? What? Huh? This is an insane season. 106 walks. 4 intentional walks. He walked more than he struck out, which is insane. Holy cow. Holy cow. I am dumbfounded. Silver Slugger Award. What about a Gold Glove? No Gold Glove. Let's go take that might be the best season I've ever seen in a sim. Like, that was crazy. That's insane. Like, I've seen 60 home runs, close to 70 home runs, but like the stat line as a whole was absolutely insane. So 95 overall for Clark, around 160. I mean, the dude is consistently good. Like, I feel like when I say consistent, it doesn't really give him enough props, because like he's hitting in the high 200s. That the on base percentage is not like 350 plus. OPS is like high 800s. Slugging's always in the 500s. Like, this guy is putting up insane numbers. WAR is a 6.4, which is obviously going to be a good number. Like, these are some really good years that he's putting up. Almost 250 home runs, almost 1,500 hits. Like, I don't think he's going to hit 3,000 hits. I don't think he's going to hit like, 500 home runs or anything. But the crazy thing is like he's putting up some really, really good numbers. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in the last year. So Atlanta didn't make the postseason this year. So let's go to season 10. Season 10 in the books. No awards. And by awards, I mean there was no All-Star game, but it doesn't look like he's going to be winning an award either. Oh, a Gold Glove. Okay. All right. I was wrong. Gold Glove for Max Clark. Let's go take a quick look at him. 91 overall, but he did hit 294. Our numbers seem to really be falling off. So I think power going to be going down. Might stay around the same hits wise, as long as he can kind of keep that righty number up. He should still be able to hit fairly well. Like on base percentage looks great. Average OPS. It's just, yeah, the slugging is under 500 for the first time in 4 seasons. And I mean, what? I mean, for like half his career, he hit just under 500. But all right, still really good numbers. Still really, really solid. So after 10 seasons in the majors, just literally one hit shy of 1,600. You've got 344 doubles. You've got 265 home runs. And sitting at like a 284 average with the 864 OPS, just over a 500 slugging percentage, and a WAR of 60.9. Pretty good, like pretty solid for sure. So he's got what, 5 years left on his deal. So all right, let's see what happens. Atlanta is in the postseason though, so can we get him a World Series really quickly? And they are not going to, because they lose and get eliminated. All right, I will see you guys at the end of his career. So in 2043, and Max Clark has officially retired from baseball, and it says because of age. And I might as well get it out of the way. One more award was won, and it was a Gold Glove. So there's that. So Max Clark, 39 years old, 54 overall, 15 years in the majors. And as you can see, was only out of the league for 2 years, kind of played a part-time role for the last couple years of his contract. And the numbers definitely dropped after those last couple seasons. Like it just wasn't the same player, regressed pretty quickly. But I mean, if you think about it, 39, 38, 37, 36, like, he's getting on a little bit. And even his last year, just like a 250 average with the 350 on base percentage. Yeah, he wasn't hitting for any power, but he still was hitting fairly well. And so, when you look at the numbers, he did finish with 300 home runs. I was kind of worried he wasn't gonna hit that mark because he was regressing so quickly. Hits wise, over 2,000, which I think is a pretty good number. Just over 450 doubles, 57 triples, good amount of walks, good amount of stolen bases, and a career average of 282 with an 838 OPS and a 357 on base percentage. I feel like that's a good career. Like that's a strong career. Played 15 years in the majors and finished with a 76.2 WAR. Like that's solid. Like that's just a good career. Like that's really good. I think when you look at like the prime of his career, right? I mean, if you take away 2038 and you go from 2037 basically till he started, like basically 10, 11 strong seasons of close to 280-ish average with the 350 on base percentage and an 800 plus OPS. Like for 11 years of a career, that is great. That is crazy numbers, and I feel like that you'd be really happy with that on your team. So like I said, he won 1 extra Gold Glove. So in total, he won 3 Gold Gloves, had 3 All-Star appearances, and also 3 Silver Sluggers. Sadly, no World Series, but you know what? I feel like he still had a really good career. So let's see if he's a Hall of Famer. He is not, but one of his teammates, Jim Savage, actually makes it as well. So sadly, no Hall of Fame. There it is. I hope you enjoyed it. The Max Clark career sim. I think if that kind of career happens though, that's still a really respectable career for him, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thumbs up if you did, subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content, and of course get in the comment section, let me know what you want to see next. Catch you in the next one. Peace.